Sharon H here. Today I'm going to be covering troublemakers. Why are some people troublemakers? Always looking for trouble. Just remember, this video is coming from my perception and viewpoint. Take what advice you want and let the rest slide right off of you like Teflon. Some people live for trouble. It breeds some sort of sick excitement in them. If they can't find trouble, they'll look for trouble, or they'll go out of their way to create trouble. I've actually encountered more troublemakers in midlife than I ever encountered in my youth. I think social media is a beacon for troublemakers because they can watch you from the shadows, learn to read you, shapeshift themselves into your world by being everything they see the rest of your circle to be. You've no way to pick up on shifty eyes, body language, or bad vibes. Basically, you've got two choices: steer clear or take others at face value. But what makes these people tick? Well, I can only speak from my observations, but I think they get their fucking jollies being deceptive. Whether online or in everyday life, these kinds master pulling one over on the unsuspecting. They feel powerful because their deceptiveness makes them feel smarter. And you can bet your ass they are, because they possess what most of us don't. Rat cunning. Even if our inner alarm bells are ringing, we all too often ignore them because we are often presented with two kinds of troublemaking people. One of the kinds that pretty much tell us everything we want to hear. They've molded themselves to our likes, our interests. We genuinely come to like them, see them as friends. But unbeknownst to us, it's only ever one-sided. Then we have those that will prey on our sympathies with tragic tales of woe. Typically, they're so goddamn believable, we wouldn't even think to question their motives, because until we have fallen prey to the toxic troublemakers of this world, how would we know the fucking signs? It's only in hindsight we look back and see the signs were flashing above our heads like crazy neon signs. Every horrendous tale or nasty comment they made of others. Hindsight is a wonderful thing, yeah? Like a bright flashing sign we ignored. But why do we so readily ignore the signs when someone is forever coming to us, telling us how they were wronged over and over and over by everyone? I mean, we've almost certainly been wronged, but not by every single person we've ever had anything to do with. In my experience, they all seem to have this common trait. Everyone's fucked them sideways from their parents, co-workers, former friends, basically any bastard clearly unfortunate enough to have given them any time of day. These people all too often love bomb too. One day you're the best thing since sliced bread, the next day you're moldy and repugnant, best thrown away. But it's not just us they've discarded and tossed aside. The long lineup behind us is vast. I've had people turn on me because I started to see through them, started to question the validity of their tales. Got too close to figuring them out. So like the many before me, I then had a bullseye on my forehead. And man, some horrendous tales have been told about me by lying grubs. They could no longer manipulate me, so they did anything they could to muddy how others view me. I'm a big believer that every dog has its day, so I just let them go. They will go too far one day. Eventually, these kinds of toxic warriors will fall on their own sword. So what are the signs of a toxic troublemaker? The signs that we, for too long, unconsciously miss. For one thing, they thrive off being horrendous. Nasty see you next Tuesdays of the highest caliber. They are most alive when gossiping or talking shit about another. I knew one who made fun of someone who had fought serious illness only to have it return again. This person told anyone who would listen, and trust me, they loved a willing audience, that this poor person was probably making it up to get attention. Abhorrent, right? I kid you not. This doesn't even scratch the surface of the disgraceful things that came out of this person's mouth about others, and just about all others they'd ever had connections with. If anyone suffered misfortune, this person would gloat about karma. Heaven help them when the karma train pulls into their station. Did I escape their wrath? Hell no. Not once I did something innocent that they saw as an unforgivable blight. Doesn't matter how good you've been to these kinds of fuckers either. That ain't the narrative they'll spin. You only have to do one little thing that dents their precious ego, and your name is mud. These people make up vicious slander and lies. They say we said things we certainly did not. More times than not, these things were in fact said by they. They play people against people. Run to people they themselves have torn down to get in first and tell them it was you. These people are often very guarded with sharing anything with you that may give you something on them, except gossip about others. But how they'll feign interest in us to get as much dirt as they can muster. And what you don't tell them, the wily sods will make up anyway. They're often very believable too, because they've done this before many times. They live to destroy. And the ones they want to destroy most are supposed loved ones, or they've tricked into being their friends. Imagine being that fucked up that your sole purpose in life was running your ugly mouth with maliciousness in the hopes of destroying, hurting someone, and most often someone completely bloody innocent. Someone that for the most part was good to them. Troublemakers will do anything they can to make you look bad. We have the downright venomous, evil, toxic as hell, troublemaking turd dwellers, to the troublemaking dabblers who love to accidentally on purpose let things slip. You know the kind. You tell them something exciting and you make it clear you want to share it with others yourself, and they just can't bloody help themselves. And then we have those you confide in if someone has hurt or upset you. They feign sympathy and understanding, and then they're off, twisting your every fucking word to suit and making it look like you said things you abso-bloody-lutely didn't. These people stink. They are rotten. You can't change them. You can't polish a turd. They don't just chat amongst friends with innocent gossip we've all been guilty of. They hunt malicious gossip, and if they can't find any, they manufacture malicious gossip. Even the troublemaking dabblers have malicious intent. They may come across innocent like their blabbing was a mere slip of the tongue. They know full bloody well what they're doing. They will either grow the hell up or they will transition to manipulative monsters with narcissistic traits. They're argumentative, wronged, know-all blame shifters by nature. And they will never change. They will often only worsen, causing upset and leaving carnage in their wake is an aphrodisiac to them. The orgasmic bliss of creating conflict and disharmony too enticing. All we can really do is listen to our instincts, because the warning signs will be there. Things will eventually start to not add up about the things they've said, and start to add up about the things they're saying. Always remember, these kinds of people are not biased. They don't care who they hurt or cause trouble for, so long as they can make trouble, and as much trouble as they bloody can. Just because you're watching them burning others from the sidelines and they've never yet set their toxic fires upon you, get out while you can. Run for the hills. Because if these troublemakers are doing it to others they claim to once care about, you can bet your fucking ass they'll soon be coming after you. Thanks for being here. Stay awesome.
Break out of your shell, meet me halfway.